Hey guys, Carco here. Alright, let me see. I want to make sure OBS is recording this. Thank goodness. Sorry, I fear the thought of, oh goodness, is it still recording? Good, okay. Sorry. You can't be too paranoid if you're going to make a video this long. You want to know it's recording. Well, welcome to part 2 of Let's Build a Guildhall. So, last time we built the first 2 stories of this structure. This time we're going to go for the 3rd and 4th story of it. Alright, let's get started. It's going to start out with a series of logs around the outside edge. I don't know if you saw, excuse me, in the updated pitch video that the devs put out, they had one of the devs was apparently playing Spider-Man web slinging around those trees in that forest over there. That is really exciting. I can't wait to see that grappling hook and play with that. I intend to make some really cool movement trick and movement mechanics videos with that grappling hook. Going all sorts of places and doing all sorts of madness with it. You know, just to start out with, it's pretty easy. And go around the outside of what we had already built with the next layer of wooden logs. I don't know if you guys saw, but, oh goodness, that's gonna hurt. Excuse me, let me grab a drink here. A little go juice. Keep me going here. Making 3 videos tonight, and this is the 3rd one. It's coming down to the wire. It's getting pretty crazy now at this point. They're pumping out content so fast I'm struggling to try and keep up with them. You know, before it was like came on a nice steady pace and I had time to digest everything, and now I'm like, oof. I'm gonna hurry up. But then again, there's an entire team pumping out all this good stuff, and just one person with a few hours a day to try and keep up. So, alrighty. We got that part done. Okay, let's get our corner pieces in. You're going to go 5 up from here. 1, 2... Uh-oh. Oh, goodness. It's going to be embarrassing if I die. I guess it is a little bit more difficult to work on the construction inside, what is this? Gaia. Than it is on another server, but, you know, it is Australia, so... Noodles can build the clock tower. I'm pretty sure I can muster to get this one. 3, 4, 5. There we go. Alright. Let's throw down some glass. Oh goodness, I don't remember the exact order, but I took screenshots in advance. Ah, that's what's on the end. Okay. Sorry, when a build gets this big, you have trouble even remembering what you did. Seems kind of sad, but that is the way it goes. So it was 4 wool, 4 glass, 4 wool, log pillar. Let's get some more wool. Yowzers! Oh shoot, I just died in the middle of my video. Wow. This is kind of embarrassing. I'm going to have to go back to it, and because I don't know how to edit videos yet, I don't have a way of cutting this out. Whoopsie! Looks like we're going to make a speed run here in the dark. Right past my tower, through the jungle woods. Let's see how fast we can do this. By the way, in case you don't know, double forward, and let you run. Very handy, especially considering there is no stamina, no endurance, no food, nothing in this game. You can move like a madman. This will take but a minute to get back to it, to be honest with you. It's really not that far. In case you're wondering how to get there, now you'll know. Kind of added bonus of part 2. Ah, there we go. I should make things a little bit better for you. Watching this. You know, I've been having a lot of fun lately. I took a couple days off to take it easy, and now I'm just kind of real rejuvenated. Had a party over the weekend, hung out with some friends, had a great time, played some Mario Kart, and got addicted to that. And then over Saturday and Sunday I ground out most of the levels on Mario Kart, taking a little break from Ort. And now I am back with a vengeance as the Ort developers keep pumping out new goodies in the run-up to Steam. I'm really excited because I think, you know, I've seen a couple games that I was interested in go live on Steam. I was part of Planetary Annihilation when it went to Steam. And it's unfortunate at the moment because they were kind of pioneering the whole crowdfunding early access thing, so they got a lot of shit for it. But it was a really good game. I mean, the concept was solid. The developers knew exactly what their audience wanted. The audience was definitely there. A game like that hadn't been made in a number of years, and certainly not one with mechanics very close to TA. There have been some various variants that have been popular, but nothing quite that precise. And anyways, when that thing got up and got on Steam, man, you wouldn't believe the forums and the amount of traffic and activity. And you know, that was kind of different because that's a game where, like, you know, the maximum number of players is, you know, like, well, there you can have larger games at this point, but back then, like, you know, 8 or so was the max early on, and real early in the game, basically. And what was interesting is just the sheer volume of traffic and people that we got. It was just absolutely unbelievable. And that's a good thing, you know, for a project like this that is largely dependent on crowdfunding. Money is life, and that pretty much determines whether we sink or swim as a, you know, as a project. And so getting money early on and in large quantities is really going to be important, because we really need, you know, to get probably a good chunk of the feature set, you know, because right now we have a couple of the different things technically, quote, funded. And I think it would bode a lot better of the game, and I think would build a lot more confidence in people when they were deciding to invest in the game, if they saw, you know, that at least a significant chunk of it was already in place. And so, you know, I think Steam will really kind of help propel it to the next level, and also to get a lot of eyes on the project. You know, you may not think about it, but trying to get attention to a project in a sea of projects is kind of challenging. I mean, if you're a part of it and you're on the inside, you're looking at this going, wow, this is, a totally awesome design, totally awesome game. Why isn't everyone and their dog already on this wagon? Like, how are you guys missing out on this? But, I only found out about this game because I just happened to be reading a news site that I don't visit that often, which was PC Gamer. And I just happened to be scrolling through their feed on like August 2nd. I mean, what are the odds of it? Otherwise, I would have no idea that Ord even exists. I haven't heard about it anywhere else or seen it, and there really haven't been any other news articles about it on any other sites or anything like that. None of my other friends are like super gung-ho about it. Even my other Minecraft friends, most of them found out about the game from me. So it's like, we're still a pretty small family. And so there's definitely a lot of room to grow, but, I think getting funding will help us accelerate this process quite a bit. And I think it'll just get us on the map and get people talking about Ort. Maybe good, maybe bad. Usually my experience is that's part of being on the internet. But some degree of press is definitely going to be favorable to our project. Not sure what goes over the top. I'll have to go look that back up. Oh, through with logs, that's the answer. I did screenshot it. Great. I'm also kind of excited because, obviously, if you're following me, you follow this a lot. I'm pretty heavily invested in this project. I wear the Ort bands with me to work every day. People at my office are like, what the heck? Because I'm in like a giant office building. It's like 27 stories, shared with lots of people where I live. And so they're like, huh? What the hell is that? But, I like it so much, and it's become a big part of my life. Derp, did I miss something? Log, yeah, this should be a log. Sorry, that's what I get for trying to talk and build at the same time. Ruby. I'm so heavily invested in the project. It started out with me just kind of obsessively following the forums, and then that turned into me backing the project, and then that turned into me backing the project more, and then backing the project even more, and then a third time so I could get access to the editor. And I got there, and I was building Linux just to get my hands on it, grabbing a whole hard drive from scratch and doing all sorts of goodies because it only used to work in Linux and it was very limited. And I was just so psyched to touch it and even see what it could do and just kind of be on the leading edge of this wave of what's ultimately going to be a huge, huge project with a very large community and a lot of exciting stuff, to kind of be the first and to get there and be like, yes, I was there when this was still forming and taking shape, and I helped mold this. And so as time went on, I've gotten more and more invested in the project. I mean, God's sake, I'm making 3 videos on a Monday night on YouTube, for people to watch. I'm drinking Red Bull so I can stay up at night and pump this much content. So I'd say, yeah, I'm pretty invested in this game. Uh, I take care of all my responsibilities, but I get some spare time, and wonder where William is. Bet he's on Ort. Uh, so when we go to Steam, I think it's going to be a really personally a really awesome experience. I know the whole community is going to be excited, and we're all going to share in that excitement as it pops up. I don't know if you ever saw that one YouTube movie or whatever about indie game development, where they had the guy from Fez on there and the Super Meat Boy guys. But that was really neat to get kind of an insider's perspective from a developer's point of view about how this all works and the frustrations. And going to Steam on the PC market is kind of like going to Mecca these days. I mean, that is the place you go, and it can be a really good or really bad thing depending on whether you have your shit together. And they definitely have their shit together. They're painstakingly preparing to make sure that this is very well presented when we go and when we put this up in front of everybody. And I think it's going to be really exciting because, we're just going to sit back, and people, and more importantly, money, are going to start flowing in at just an absolute torrent speed. I don't know if you're here in the very, very early days, like when the news articles about Ort were still fresh and circulating the web, but man, you wouldn't believe, you'd hit refresh on your browser and be like, oh, a couple $1,000, and that was just in like an hour or so. It was really cool. So I'm really excited. With Steam, we're going to be going to a much, much bigger audience than news articles, and probably we're going to be there for a little while, I imagine. So there should be a very big and prolonged surge. There's going to be a ton of players with it as well, tons of questions. People are going to need help. We're going to kind of bootstrap them. I'm sure we're going to have to answer the question, where's my sound, like a couple thousand times. But, that's part of it. Everyone's just getting here, and they're new like we were, when we got off the boat. And you try and help them along and, encourage them and scoot them along, because they might wind up being your friend. And who knows what awesome stuff all these new people have to offer, ideas, input, artwork, construction, design. And I think I think for those that kind of have a real technical understanding, they appreciate the nuance of what the game is building, and what the project's overall goal is. But man, a lot of people out there, not trying to be mean or anything, some of the younger audience, they just see the game up and they're like, wow, that looks cool. Pay, cha-ching, and that's how it works. And that's part of the gaming industry. Some cool stuff to get people excited, and they're like, yeah, let's do it. So, we can produce all these sick content videos showing all the different flexible and powerful things the engine can do, but you gotta remember, a big chunk of the audience, I don't know what any of this stuff is, but they still like the game, they still want to play the game, and they still enjoy the game. So, and more importantly, they're going to help us get to the end goal, which is the fully built game. So we'll kind of see how that goes. I'm sure it'll be good overall. If anything, we have a really friendly and positive community. I've been a part of a lot of different online communities over the years, and man, Ort has to be one of the best ones. Like, the devs kind of set the example by being super friendly to start with, and I think they kind of like set the bar for everyone about how to behave and how to treat people, and I think it just kind of naturally grew from there. I met lots of neat people so far, like Sir Licks, and he's such a good kid. Uh, and, here lately I've been talking to, or messaging a little bit with what's his name, David Squiddy, and he even talked about me in a couple of videos, which is pretty sweet. He's pretty excited. Seems like a pretty cool guy, and let's see, I've been talking to let's see, Ben, if you haven't figured out, or at Ort Online, is James. He pretty much runs all the social media stuff. And I have to say, man, he is so dedicated to this project, it's not even funny. I think even though, he's the studio lead, he's so dedicated to it. Like, he will message people at weird ass hours in the middle of the night. I mean, I'll send him messages and post stuff, and I don't think he's gonna respond to me on until tomorrow, when a normal person who goes to work would answer you, and he'll hit you right back up at strange hours and answer questions and be like, da 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 da, and you're like, what? Why are you awake? Go get some sleep, man. But yeah, he's definitely very committed to making Ort happen, and I think that's something that's really cool about the Ort team. I've known a couple devs and a couple of games, keyword a couple, and I just get the vibe from them that they are wholly and completely committed to building Ort and making it a extremely awesome game, and kind of seeing it through to its full potential. Sometimes people don't, that, they're making a game, but it's just a game to them. But I don't get that from them. At least the people I interface with online, I think they're very passionate about the game and wanting it to succeed, because they think it's a very awesome concept, and has the potential to be something, I think, that's pretty revolutionary, very compelling. A lot of people are like, well, you guys are following in the shadow of Minecraft, so how are you going to beat that? And, follow-ups usually don't do better, but I go, you need to study history a little more and go back and look at, EQ versus WoW. Yeah, just because EQ was first doesn't mean they got it perfect, and there wasn't room to improve on what the game could be and the direction it could go in. And that's exactly what they're doing. Is, there were a lot of complaints. I don't know if you ever played EverQuest, but there were complaints about the game and the way it played and the experience you had in the game that left people saying, I wish they'd do things differently and do it like this or that, and make this change here and that change there. Well, it turned out those those features, Blizzard was listening to, and they were like, game's missing this, game's missing that. People really want to do this, and you can already tell that MC was missing a lot of what it probably needed for a lot of people, to really kind of like it and go further, which was some kind of purpose. No, I mean, don't get me wrong, I get the idea of a sandbox, but if you've spent a couple hundred hours in a sandbox, you're going to start going, damn, I wish there was something else to do. You build all this really cool stuff, and that's the crazy thing. You'd always build cool things, but you never had a reason to care about why you built it. You build this giant ass, like, imagine Noodle's clock tower. In another game, you'd be like, meh, that looks cool, but why does it matter? Like, what's the point of doing all this building, and assigning some kind of value and purpose to building all this stuff is, I think, going to be a really big deal, because yeah, it's cool if you build this guild house, but I mean, the guild house I'm showing you how to build would be a complete, I don't know, well, maybe not complete, but it'd be a hell of a lot of time for nothing if it wasn't going to do something. And that's what gets me excited, is that, I'm showing you this because I'm envisioning that in a few months, you're going to be, well, maybe not a few months, guilds are a little ways off, but relatively soon, you'd be walking around this place after having built this thing, with players inside, chests inside of it, full of their items and special treasures from their quests and adventures that they've gone on, and exciting things that they've seen and done in the game, that they will have accomplished and been quite proud to do. So it's just a lot of neat things that these places would be filled with, neat memories. I walk around. I have a building server that's survival creative, and man, let me tell you, it is old. I mean, real old. You can tell how far it goes back because of excuse me. Uh-oh. Might be missing a piece here. Nope. That's what I needed. Right there. Yep, the doorway's in the center. Let me see. Where was I? Is that supposed to be there? I kind of feel like there should be glass windows. Oh, it takes the place of the cotton in this level. Okay. Some cotton there, some there, some glass. Here, sorry, gotta get past all these nitty-gritty details. But I envision the place, having meaning. I don't know how many awesome servers I walked around where I looked at builds and I was just like, holy crap, that's awesome. What an amazing design with so much time, detail, and intricacy. And then you just stop and think about it and go, what the hell was the point of that, Oh, nope, I may have screwed up. What? No, I think I did it right. Yeah, run that all the way down. Boom. So I'm thinking, you guys will have some neat memories in this place and throughout the entire universe. I mean, it's going to be a big place. I think the idea that gets me excited is the idea of something new, but more importantly, something that's really exciting and growing. This project's just, barely taking shape at this point. But at the same time, we're getting to watch it emerge from the ground in the very beginning, and that's pretty exciting. There we go. Okay, that part's done. Well, you don't always get to watch something form. Sometimes you find something really cool and it's already built, or its time has come and gone, and that's another thing that gets me excited about Ort, is the prospect that this game will last and continue to develop and grow. Because it is going to be content driven, and the developers intend to produce content for the players. And it's got a, you know, not for everybody, but for the people who are, financing the private service behind the scene, there's a financial mechanism in the business model to keep it going, to sustain the universe and keep it, this kind of persistent environment, alive and growing. It's pretty neat because that means that kind of opens the door to continual content updates and production of content. And if you've never played Eve, because maybe you hate PvP or whatever, you don't like sci-fi. One of the things that was really cool about Eve was, they ran a subscription model. But every 6 months, they pumped out new content. I mean, they're still developing. They take that money, there's a pretty lean dev team, and they pump it out. And they keep the players playing, they keep that environment going. And hang on just a second, I need a drink. And they've kept that operation going for, I'm pretty sure they're well over 10 years now. Some MMOs just, they're like a flash in the pan, which is insane considering the development cost. Because they think they're just going to release it and then that's going to be it, and they don't put anything else into it or trying to make it go further. But the guys at Eve understood what it took to keep the gear spinning and invested the time into making that happen. And this game kind of has a mechanism built in for that to be possible. I'm not exactly certain if it will. I suspect, given the enthusiasm and passion I've seen from the developers, I pretty strongly suspect that's the case. But yeah, so we'll see here. Alright, now we're up to, what floor are we on? 4. Let's see if I can place this without dying again. 2, 3, 4. Alright. Wow, okay. Let's try this again, shall we? 2, 3. Oh goodness, I'm not even up all the way. 4. Seriously? Alright. Oh crap, I made a mistake. Oof, I am gonna die now. Shouldn't that have gone out further? Yeah, it really should have. Dope! That's what I get for talking. Oh well. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and fix that. But it's a good thing I didn't, because it gives me the chance to put these in place. Oh, there we go. Crap. for not being so chatty. Trying to make sure, bummer, that I get this done right. I'll go back to chatting it up real quick. Ranting away as I build. There we go. Alright. Get rid of a few of these logs. Whoa, buddy. Chops a lot here. Okay. Just got a new video card in today. I'm pretty excited. Really cleans up the smoothness. They've done leaps and bounds with performance, but it can get a little bit smoother. The actual the lag you see in the video here is actually because of the ping time to the destination, not because of performance. But you know, there are certain fundamental barriers that you have to take into account. That being said, they've done an amazing job with making it possible to interact and play a game that is essentially taking place on the opposite side of the world. That is pretty darn impressive. You know, one of the things I'm really hoping and excited about is, excuse me, is the prospect of them coming to visit the States and showing off the game at a game convention that I could actually drive to or maybe fly to. What the hell at this point, why not? It's not like I don't have that much invested in the game anyways. Yeah, I think it'd be really fun to go and present and kind of sell this game to people. I like doing public speaking. It's very comfortable for me. I used to do debate in high school. It's really enjoyable. But I think it'd be really neat to go and share this passion like in person with people that haven't seen or experienced the game. You know, just sit down, have a computer as a demo, do a little upfront sales work, get them to sit down, basically get them to drink the Kool-Aid, see what they think, and just kind of watch them, gauge their feedback, and you know, see what they think about the experience, what they think about the game. I think it'd be really exciting. You know, I kind of get a boost out of that every time I show off, you know, some of the content when I'm map making or building and posting stuff up. You know, just that kind of feedback you get from people to see what they think. And you know, sometimes, you know, they're like, this could be improved, or that was alright. But when they really like it, then you're like, yeah, and that's really exciting. Let me go back. I'm not sure about the awnings on the third floor. Yes, they do go. Okay, so it's every other one. But it's really neat putting out ideas and ultimately content for people and kind of building off of that. It's kind of fun because I feel like a developer in some respects, where I'm kind of shaping the game and developing it and seeing what people are excited about and trying out different ideas that I think people like. And it's neat because even to some extent, I've started getting feedback from people, and people's ideas have then been incorporated into the things I've done and that I've built, and I've been taking suggestions from people. It's just kind of weird to think about, like when you're one of the people just in the peanut gallery shouting stuff out like, it'd be real cool if we do this and that and the other, and then to actually have people like essentially shouting at you saying, hey, why don't you do this, that, and the other, and you're like, whoa, man, this is cool. It's just been a lot of fun. So I haven't done something this neat and been a part of a game that I was this excited about. I think at this point ever. I don't think I've been a part of something this cool before. I remember being really excited the first time I played MC and getting involved with it. But by that time, that project had already essentially achieved critical mass, where it's like, welcome to the club. You're one of 1 million. Good luck making friends, But here it's neat. I see the same people on Twitter, and I talk to people on there, messaging people, showing what I'm up to, and checking to see what people have posted, and started following various people around, see what they're up to. It's just fun. I really like this. And it's fascinating because the thing you like the most, or at least for me, I can speak for myself, but I like interacting with the people and making content even more than I like playing the game at times. Now stop and think about that for a minute. You're like, wait, I came here to play this really awesome game. But, you came for the game, but you wound up staying for the people, I think. And, that's the real key to any long-term community, is that there's really neat people in it to talk to and interact with fun personalities. And, there's a whole array of characters to interact with. I mean, think about it, like all these people that we know and we talk to, I think it'll be so fun to be in game with them, chat with them. Yeah, because right now, like I saw Surlix the other day. I mean, I ran into him on 3D when they just had brought it online. They hadn't even announced it yet, and I was like lurking around, and there was like, oh yeah. And I hop on there and I see Surlix, we're like bouncing up and down in front of each other, two orange cubes. What's up, buddy? How you doing? But I think it'd be really cool, like when we can interact with these people, like get on voice chat and go through like a temple or a dungeon or a raid if we have something that involved. I hope so. I'll make it if they don't. Where it's really like long and involved and in depth, and we play through this really neat scenario together. And I think that's really a neat idea. Like we could round up all the people we've chatted with on Twitter and like run through it as a big group. And I think that's really neat because a lot of times when I play games, I don't know, maybe I'm just not social, but I don't interact with a whole lot of people. And it's never been this fun, so hooray for work. Oh, where are we in the scope of this build? We're getting there. Alright. 3 by 3, 3 noble. Oh yeah, we're all the way up to the noble section. Okay. I wonder what future people will think when they're watching this video. They're gonna be like, what the hell is that guy talking about? None of this makes any sense. Why don't you just build the building? Oh yeah, I need to see what's on the top of the windows. Okay, got that. Yep, wooden. Starting to crash. My Red Bull's letting me down. After several videos, several hours of business, reading to my daughter, finally running out of steam here. Luckily we were pretty close to finishing, at least finishing this part of the build, I should say. to say, let me put the awnings on above the top, so I need to be super careful because it's going to be instant death if I fall. This I'm fairly certain is the log across. Okay, it's not going to expand out anymore. I'm fairly certain from here it just starts into the roof, but I'm not going to get into that in this build. Instead, we're going to go around the edge. Okay, got it all the way around the edge. Next thing you gotta do is start filling her in. Of course, you know, if you have guildmates and you're watching this, you guys could like divide up the task, and you could start at one end filling this, another could start at the other end. And if you guys had a team, this would go a heck of a lot faster. Or if you guys like watch the videos like one time through and like learned where everything went, then like somebody could run through and lay the forms And one person could be running down one wall doing it, another wall doing it like the base of one, and then they could just easily follow the pattern. You had one of them completed, the other people could just see that they need to duplicate the same thing basically over and over, and save you a lot of time. Speed things up quite a bit. Just filling away here. Lots of blocks. Lots and lots of blocks. You know, I forgot that glass piece over here. I should do that before I forget it. Right on. Okay. Okay, so what you're going to do, hold shift, swing out. That's 1, 2, 3. Okay, you got your 2x3 there. I can't remember if it's right there and there, or I'll tell you what, it'll show me real easy. Oh, it's up a level. Goes up and off on the edge over there. Okay, so I have to get back up there to actually do that part. Uh-oh. I think I lost my connection here. Reconnect. Uh-oh. Looks like Firefox had enough of that fun. this train rolling. Wow. Suddenly performance went way up. Huh. Must be a bug. They're adding features so fast at this point, who knows? Probably getting pretty good at knowing the staircase by now. Okay, so now I'm just putting the lanterns in place. Last little bit. down, and we'll start putting some light fixtures in. Each one of the poles has 4 on it. There's that one on the end. Out the door. Plop a lantern. And that is it, my friends. You've completed part 2 of building the guild house. Let's go down and take a look at it here. Did all this work, we might as well admire it for a minute. Quite a bit of it done here. You made it this far, congratulations. You are a very patient and determined builder. I admire you. Not many people will build something this complex and this detailed. And there you go. You're what? 2/3 of the way there. So, stay tuned, and in one of the coming nights, I will show you how to do part 3. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later.